Could this be the biggest jolt to the global economy in 2025? President Donald Trump has just dropped a bombshell, threatening a massive 50% tariff hike on Chinese goods. As tensions flare, global markets are already reacting, and everyday Americans could soon feel the impact in their wallets. But what's driving this bold move? And how is China expected to respond? Stick with us because we're diving deep into what this means for you, the U.S. economy, and the future of global trade. In a fiery address earlier this week, former and likely future U.S. President Donald Trump announced his intent to impose 50% tariffs on all imports from China should he return to the White House in 2025. The move, he claims, is necessary to restore fairness to the U.S.-China trade relationship and bring jobs back to American soil. This announcement comes amid rising concerns about China's growing influence over key industries, from tech to manufacturing. Trump argued that Chinese companies continue to benefit from unfair trade practices, subsidies, and intellectual property theft, issues that have long fueled the U.S.-China trade war. The keyword here? Economic nationalism. It's back, and it's bolder than ever. Trump's proposal taps into a familiar populist message: protect American workers, punish foreign competitors, and strengthen domestic production. But what would 50% tariffs really mean? For starters, prices on a wide range of consumer goods, from electronics to clothing, could skyrocket. Businesses that rely on Chinese imports would face steep increases in operational costs, and that burden could be passed on to you, the consumer. At the same time, American manufacturers might enjoy a temporary competitive edge. But economists warn that this kind of tariff escalation could trigger retaliatory actions from Beijing. China might respond with tariffs of its own, hitting U.S. exports hard and risking another round of trade war turbulence. And let's not forget, global supply chains are still recovering from the pandemic and geopolitical tensions. A tariff surge could destabilize this fragile recovery and impact not just the U.S. and China, but economies around the world. From an electoral perspective, Trump's tough stance is already galvanizing his political base. Many in America's heartland, especially those in manufacturing-heavy states, applaud the idea of confronting China head-on. However, critics argue that a trade war strategy may backfire, increasing inflation and straining diplomatic ties at a critical time. Main keyword alert: U.S.-China trade war. This isn't just a policy change, it's a potential turning point in the ongoing economic power struggle between the world's two largest economies. Meanwhile, markets are reacting cautiously. The stock market dipped slightly after the announcement, while analysts predict heightened volatility in the coming weeks. So what's next? Trump has made it clear that if elected, these tariffs will be one of his first major actions. The Biden administration, while maintaining a firm stance on China, has so far avoided going this far. That sets up a sharp contrast in trade policy and a high-stakes decision for voters in the upcoming election. Whether you agree with Trump's approach or not, one thing is certain: this proposed 50% tariff on China could reshape international trade and ripple through economies across the globe. If you found this video informative, go ahead and like it. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-time updates and breakdowns of global political and economic news. Your support helps us bring you the stories that matter most. Thanks for watching. Stay informed. Stay ahead.